All right, guys, what is going on? We are back on Top Secret Lake P. Let's see. Gotta get all my crap in my pockets, my keys going. There we go. Gotta lock her down. All right, guys, so like I said, we're back on Top Secret Lake P. Guys, if you want to know where I'm not gonna give away everything, but if you want to know where some of these lakes are, these top secret lakes that some of you guys just hate me calling top secret lakes, you need to go check out the Fish Lyfe app. Make sure you subscribe to the Southeast community, which is where I'm at, and you get to see areas and waypoints where I fish a lot of lakes like this. Deep spots, a lot of the how-tos, a lot of the baits that I talk about. You'll get to see where I fish them. $4.99 a month, Fish Lyfe app for Android, iPhone, and there's a web app. Go subscribe. It helps the channel out and helps me bring you more stuff like this. All right. Let's get on the water. We're going to be looking deep today. That is what I love about this lake. This is a very high Highlands reservoir. So right now I'm already graphing some points right here. I'll show you some graph stuff, some map stuff. I'm going to share with you this year. I know a lot of guys wanted me to show the map stuff last year too. So I'm going to show you kind of those contour lines and really what I'm looking for as we go on and the types of areas. So I'm going to share the map, I'm going to share the graph, the 2D, the side, the down. I'm going to show you all this stuff as we get on some places, hopefully find some offshore fish. All right, so let's talk about those conditions of the day. That might be a small group of fish right there toward the top. We can see right here, you can see what I'm doing. The creek channel comes off here. Now you've got a ditch that runs out right up here. You can see where we're kind of at. Little drainage ditch runs out right here in front of us. Here's your drainage ditch. Here's your main channel. We had some back there. Those didn't look real big. Boy, that might be right there. So what you've got is you've got kind of a little point, a little hump. Here's your drainage ditch that's running up through here. You can see some of them sitting there. Interesting that they're this shallow in the mornings. All right, so we graphed spot number one. Like I said, you've seen some fish sitting there. Maybe could have whipped out a topwater and got a bite right there. Not what I wanted to see though. You know, they were super shallow, so I really do think we may have got a topwater bite going. But, you know, again, they were real high in the water, which generally means that they're going to be cruising around a whole lot. And if they're not surfacing, sometimes that can be tough to kind of focus in on exactly where they're at. Now, I know this lake real well, and I know about where they ball the shad up, and I've got it memorized. But anyway, let's talk about the conditions of the day. Right now, water temp is at 80 degrees first thing this morning. Air temp was at 61, water temp is at 81. Water is super, super clear. So we've got some really good conditions for the fish to be out here. Now, it's been super hot here lately. We've got, right now, it really looks like bluebird skies are going to be setting in, but they are giving a chance for some severe thunderstorms later in the day, which I hope will get that topwater bite going. Even though I'm really looking for some deep fish, I'm hoping it's going to cause these fish to suspend up and we can be able to pull out that topwater and pull them up from the depths like we have before. That is always a fun bite. But all that being said, let's go check a couple other spots. That spot just wasn't feeling it. I don't even know what to tell you. You know, I wanted to pull up and throw a little bit of topwater there, but just wasn't feeling it, guys. It just wasn't there for me like I wanted. So let's go check a few more spots. couple right here. Here's our stump. We got a few sitting over top of it. There we go. You can see a few over here. I know it's a little dusty, but you can see a couple right there. Now what we're doing, we've got a stump. We've got our creek channel right here. And we've got a stump sitting back there. So we've got a few sitting over top of it. Oh. Well, look how shallow those are again. See, those are some good fish too. Got a couple sitting back here by a new laydown too. That's interesting. There's a ditch too. A perfect example of the drainage ditch. Well, we got a couple right here. Here's our stump. We got a few sitting over top of it. Oh, seriously. Well, he ain't no giant, but we got a topwater bite, boys and girls. And you know I love me some topwater. Easy now. Look at that. Right through the front. He hit it right on the front. Yeah. Lee. Little guy. But a topwater bite. And everybody knows that's a good time. Come on, big. Come up and get it. Oh, damn. Whew, right there it was, though. Right there it was. Got a couple sitting back here by a new laydown, too. That's interesting. There's a good one. I told you there's one up there on that log. I seen a bunch of dots on that log up there. A little better. He ain't great. Ooh. He just dancing, man. A little better than the last one, Topwater. He was getting down in the bottom of the boat. But we're gonna get him back. Off he goes. Fish two. All right, guys, let me show you a little bit about this spot. And this is an unusual spot. This is a spot that, you know, you guys should really pay attention to. It's an area where, you know, a lot of guys overlook, and it's an area where I tend to really catch a lot of fish. So I'm going to change this over. I'm going to give you a view of the map here. So I'm going to show you this little area. I'll zoom out just a little bit. Okay, so this area really looks like nothing, okay? Looks like nothing. You know, a lot of people are going to fish your point right here, but where the creek channel runs up against the bank, that's where you really want to spend your time and pay attention. Now I'm going to show you. See how the lines are farther apart here? Drop off, drop off. See how they kind of get wavy right here? That's a little drainage ditch that's going to run off into this creek channel. So here's your creek channel. And what I'm going to show you, because the current flows this direction, okay? These hard bends like this. What ends up happening about right in this area, see how it kind of comes in and really gets tied up to the bank right there. Again, notice how spread apart they are. That's your creek channel, that's your deepest area. And then your lines get real tight, so it gets real steep right here. So what ends up happening is that right here on the edge of this creek channel, this current will really keep that bottom from you know, silting in. So as that current flows down and it hits this, you're going to have a hard bottom right around the edge of this creek channel. And just so happens right here, and what's really great is if you can find an area that's got some brush, but there is actually a huge stump right there, and it is literally probably as big, if not bigger, than the front casting deck of the boat right here. So what happens is those bass will come down, and what a lot of guys are going to do is they're going to position their boat right here and cast up in this area. But what I like to do is get right in here and cast right along that edge of that creek channel over top of that hump. That's what you see me do a lot of times on this lake. Now, the thing about this lake, and I'll show you, there's another thing, and you would think this would be great. This is actually a road bed. See this? This is the point. This is actually that point right there. And this is actually an old road. Okay? That's the point. It comes out, it drops off. This little line, this dark line, is the road bed. And then that, it drops off right there, is the other side of the road bed. And the creek channel is over here. So a lot of people are going to think, hey, you know, I'm going to fish the channel swing, but that's not really in the summertime how I fish channel swings. And let me tell you something about this lake. You can see it's not very wide. It's like a creek arm. So one of the things that you need to pay attention to on any of your lakes is the creek arms. Fish live up in them creeks year round. Not every single fish in the lake come pulling out for the summer, you know, to the main lake point. So while everybody's looking at those main creek channels or those main lake river channels and those main lake points and humps, do not forget to check your creeks. All right, guys, that was pretty much it. It was a short day. I really had to do some filming to try to get some content together for you guys, because I'll be honest with you, I am working my tail off yet again this summer. Lots of overtime. But, you know, it is what it is. So I had to film a few videos to get you guys some content to keep the channel going. That, you know, I'm hopefully these videos that I put out you guys are going to like. Talking about some new baits. Talking about some deep water baits that maybe none of you guys have seen before. So tell me what you think about all that stuff when it comes out. But anyway, trying to get the content out to you guys. So I have to kind of cut my fishing short. This lake is a very tough lake. This lake is one of those lakes where if you come and you catch 5, you've had a good day. And I ain't talking about 5 keepers, I'm talking about 5 period. So, you know, this is a lake that I like to fish in the summer when they group up, and to be honest with you, they're just not there. Now, I know we're in the middle of July, but this lake is way up in the mountains, way up in the mountains. This is a super highlands reservoir. The water stays cold, it's spring fed. So, you know, it takes a little bit longer. You know, the bluegills are up on the bed right now, really just pulling off the bed. So these fish stay a little shallower, a little longer. August generally tends to be the hot time, but they are moving out there right now. It's just they're not the big schools. And the more fish are in a school, the more competitive, the more easy they are to catch a lot of times, especially if you get to them when they're first out in that deep area, whether it be humps, ledges, you know, points, whatever. So anyway, guys, one of the things that I do want you to do, be sure you go down in the description and make sure you check out the Fish Lyfe app. Like I said, guys, that app will show you, subscribe to the Southeast community. That's where I'm at. You get lakes like Hartwell, Chickamauga, you know, Top Secret Lake S, D, and C, and P, and all this stuff. So make sure that you go out and subscribe. It does help the channel out some, so I do greatly appreciate it. And if nothing else, even if you're not in that area, subscribe to that region, because you're going to get to see the places that I fish these baits. And it does tell you, hey, I fish a bait here, I fish this bait here. So you'll get to see the types of places on the topo map, and you can go back and you know, put that to work on your home lakes. All right, as always, questions and comments in the comment section below, guys. You know I love to talk about fishing with you. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell so you get the notifications when these videos come out. And as always, you guys rock.